When I was trying to get a better idea of what an average Khipu looks like, I came across this comparison of twist or ply in the primary chords and the pendants and subsidiaries. Now, twist or ply is the direction a chord is twisted to build up that torsion to keep the string twisted. It can either take an S or a Z configuration, depending on the direction you twist the chord. Looking at this chart, we can see that the vast majority were S-plied, uh, even considering that a good number of quipus, about a third of them that are in this data set, did not have observations for S or Z ply. I feel like it's something that's kind of more recently getting attention. So I was reading this article by Sabina Hyland, and she references Max Uhle. In 1895, he was looking at a quipu in Bolivia that was used by a sheep herder. And this herder used the quipu to mark down the number of each animal that he had. And the quipu was monochrome, so it was all white chords. There weren't um, there weren't chords of other colors, but one difference between the chords of like one type of animal, I think it was a gender, so a male of whatever animal and the female of this animal, was the twist of the chord. So in that time, for that man at least, the twist is significant. On my own, when I've been looking at quipus, I feel like a lot of them don't have a difference in twist. So I made a diagram that shows what the quipu looks like, and instead of the chords being a certain color uh, that was observed on the quipu, the chords are green if they're S-plied, orange if they're Z-plied, gray if they don't have any information or they're unknown. And I found that there are 6 main, I call them twist profiles, types of twists. So the first one we see here, all S, every chord is S-plied, and it's all in green. The second type is all Z, every chord is Z-plied, it's in orange. And then there are some that are fairly evenly mixed. And then there were some that were the primary chord was Z-plied, all the pendants were S-plied, and the opposite. So all of the pendants being Z-plied and the primary chord being S-plied. And I found this very interesting because it did seem to be a very intentional thing. So I'm gonna make another video later that maybe goes into depth comparing the Z prim with all S pendants and the S prim with all Z pendants to see if there's any other connections there. And then the last group was that all the chords were S-plied except maybe one Z-plied. And I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe we'll look at that another day. This chart shows the twist profile and the number of quipus that have that profile. As you can see, the majority are all S-plied, but there are some other groups here, and we're just going to click through and see if these other profiles that are less common are maybe a regional difference. So as I click on this, it's showing they're all S except for one Z. And all Z, they are pretty well mixed. So it looks like these are not confined to just one area. These Z primary with all S pendants are mostly Pachacamac, and the opposite are primarily in Inkawasi. I wonder if these other Khipus that are not from Inkawasi maybe are connected to these ones. Maybe we'll look at that at a later date. But it does seem to be widespread. So I'm thinking that this type of twist profile is significant. It means something, and it's not just a regional difference or a difference in style of the person who's recording the Khipu.